Well, that's a little messy. From chatterbaits to king mackerel rigs, you name it. Everything's laying around. Halloween decorations. I'm fishing in a tournament. This is the Oak Island Classic this weekend. So it's 3 days of very heavy fishing. And what's fun, this is a slam-based tournament, not really a, one fish takes it kind of deal. 150 anglers, 2 days in the ocean, and then we're going to do 1 day inshore. This might be a train wreck, man. I am not... Still new to this area. Today's target, we're supposed to get, man, we can get, all this stuff counts. Spanish mackerel, king mackerel, redfish, weakfish, or gray trout, flounder, and I think speckled trout. So we got like 6 fish that count for an ocean division slam. So we got to go for all these. Let's get down to the beach at 6:30 and see what we can do. I think we got like north winds 10 to 20, so it's gonna be blowing. It's gonna be a challenge.
You just gotta turn your radio on when your drag's singing on, so everybody can hear it.
Coast Guard is 9 and 16. ID must be in the picture. It is a slam division first.
All right. Beach's got a steep drop. It's kind of interesting. All right, kids, here we go. I left the beach for the time being. We'll head out on the structure and see what we can find. I got two monstrous plugs behind me. Buy one, get 2 free. Sharks take them, let the sharks take them. So, all right, about a mile and change out. Just saw my first fish bust. That could have been a false albacore though. Work just fine. That'll work just fine. Just fine. Oh, we got a mess, I know that. You made fun of that plug. Nah, big Spanish. Might have lost my... Ooh, I got a cluster. We're on the board. Using the live target sucker and decent Spanish mackerel. He ate it, man. That's cool. 23 to the fork, but 26 to the tip. That's bad. Yeah, 23 to that fork if you want a really secret lure. Live target musky lure. These were buy one, get 2 free at Dick's. So $5, maybe $6. I'll have an affiliate link in the video's description because if it's valuable, it might be a valuable one for today. So, can put this sucker back on. All right, it's been about an hour. I haven't had anything good jigging. I'm gonna chunk some crabs here in a second. Hopefully get that red on the crabs. Got what I needed there. That's what I needed. To really grind for this hit. What a grind. Finally got one to eat a blue crab. I think I was marking them for a while and they just wouldn't have it. Damn, I like never pull hooks on reds too. It's like so infrequently. God, had to be today. I do think I'll have another chance, but still, I'd rather have had a good quality one, you know?
Definitely down there. I've seen a couple.
I saw a couple too. There were some more. He hit so soft too, man. Getting pretty nice out now. Starting to. Just one Spanish. Finally. God, he hits so soft. All right, I think we got the red out of the way. Big red. Big red. Super nervous now after losing that first one. Some days, huh? Alright, buddy. Beautiful, healthy fish. Oh man, he's ready. That water's nice and clean. There's a lot of oxygen in it. Yeah, red. 39. Yeah. Got chummed a couple in, finally. Better than the other. Got two redfish. Around 39 inches, a little upgrade would always be good. About the same size. That's good. Take this all day. He's still kind of green. Hey buddy, we're gonna measure you and release you. This one's probably like 38. Looks like a clone of the other one. He's got a little bit of a bigger head. Might be a better one. Looks a little better than the last one. fish are awesome. They really are. Okay. Alright guys. Solid red. Alright buddy. Slot red. Not slot, rather. Good fish, but definitely not as big as the other ones. Except for 3 redfish now. This one's probably 29, 30 inches, somewhere around there. Come on. Alright, having a hard time finding flounder and weak fish, man. Should have been the 2 easiest. It's a grind. Grind, grind, grind. Like I'm gonna upgrade my flounder just right here. That'll work. Lucky me. I think we upgraded that flounder for sure. Damn, I can't believe we can't find a weak fish though. That sucks. I'm usually pretty good at finding those guys. Be fucking elusive, huh? That's good. That's a good. This is a good. Still a good thing. It's a more respectable flounder. Upgrade from the earlier part of the day. A 19 3/4, not too bad. Take the aerial shot. Unfortunately, the wind is freaking blowing them off the board here. That's a 19.5-inch flounder. 19.5, not bad. We're gonna beach the kayak now. I'm trolling this plug back. Same plug I hooked that Spanish on this morning. It's a real big diver. It's good to see these fish like that thing though. Sloppy, I'm probably gonna have a lot of water in the hull today. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. And then tomorrow we'll go for the king early, I guess. And then gotta get that weak fish, or maybe a speckled trout. That'd be a miracle, but you never know. Get back to the beach, hang out. I'll recap what we did today. Not too bad. We went 3 for 4 on reds. Would have been awesome if I got that one early, so I could have left them. You know, it is what it is. A good flounder out of the grind, and that early morning Spanish was solid, so I can't complain. I guess you could give the surf an A+, right? Sweet. Yep. All right, we just got home. Tomorrow's a new day. Today was a washing machine out there. I didn't film, I wasn't really able to film because every time I put my kayak in a forward moving position, I was taking water over the bow and getting spray on the camera. You know, it's funny on these YouTube videos, you don't see how long it takes. That's a 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. day. I got off the water like 2:30. After that Spanish mackerel on that live target was as hilarious as it can get, I guess. The minute I realized it wasn't a shark, I thought it was absolutely 100% a king mackerel, and it wasn't. And it makes you think about stuff, man, and like, let me just, hold on. Yeah, 23-inch Spanish mackerel on a 6-inch, 2-ounce. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I always assumed the mackerels were as finicky as false albacore or as particular. I don't think they are. I think they're pretty, you put a big profile on their face, they might hit it. So after the Spanish mackerel, the jig bite did not materialize, and I started cutting up blue crabs and fished some of the structures. I had that first redfish I dropped, and I waited about an hour for that first hit. And then I think I didn't have a hit for about 2 hours. I went back and worked that same spot I lost that red at, and I brought in all these trash fish, small croakers, pinfish. All this stuff was nipping at the crabs. I gave it a quick break for like another hour or two. And about another hour, I laid off on that spot that I was chumming up all these crabs. And I went back there an hour later and dropped crabs down 3 within every drop. It's interesting, like it's maybe the trash fish back off, the big fish come there. I don't know how that works, but that was important. And the flounder bite was tough as hell. That was a tough flounder bite. One 19.5-inch fish, thankfully. And other than that, weak fish is what we got to get tomorrow. So I think tomorrow, I'm going to look for weak fish back on the structures, same areas I caught those flounder. I'm going to fit the weak fish here are probably going to be 16 to 20 inches in this area. They're not going to be as big as some of the other ones I catch. But 16 to 20 inch weeks. And the king mackerel, I think only one king mackerel was caught. So that's the strategy. It does take off some pressure for tomorrow though. Being it's a 5 species tournament, the first day is kind of like, it's, you know, it's rough. It's a panic mode because there's just so many strategies and things to do. You know, these fish shut down pretty often. It's like the whole freaking ocean shuts down some days after like 12 o'clock. So tomorrow I think we're going to gun it early to get that weak fish or gray trout right off the bat. And then maybe we'll goof around, try to upgrade our Spanish mackerel, and maybe get a king mackerel. I'm going straight artificials right off the bat. I'm not going to try to waste any time, you know, snagging bunker, netting mullet, any of that stuff. Straight to artificials, trolling early. If I get a couple knockdowns, I'm going with big plugs tomorrow. SP minnows and these live targets. And we got some smaller stuff for weak fish. I think that's going to be our game plan. After we get the weak fish out of the way, maybe we'll tweak it and wing it. And then that's day 2 of the offshore, and then Saturday is an inshore day. So it's going to be interesting. So see what tomorrow does. Hopefully we can do something good. All right, day 2. More people, better weather, which usually means worse fishing. Huh? As easy as it's ever gonna get, man. Just gotta love a good north wind to get some nice conditions going, man. All right, love to play with some reds on the beach, but perhaps another day. I think like that's not a good idea for me to waste time on the beach here. Not necessarily wasting time, just, you know, I think there's other things I should be focusing on. Gonna double down on the big plugs today. Live target, SP minnow, so here we go. I'm just gonna slam these 2 guys with the rod holders. That's the live target over there. Dial with SP minnow on here. Some big plugs. Nice and windy again. So a couple albies bust, no consistency to them. Just a couple came up pretty quick. Well, air's still like 60, 62. Water's 75, so it is still pretty comfortable. Oh, we got bait. Sand perch, good bait. Silvery, pretty. All right. Send them out there a little bit. I'm gonna free line them, no float. That's about the highlights of my new developments. I only got myself my trout. That's all I need. 4 species, baby. I worked hard, very hard for that. All right, 16-inch gray trout, or weak fish if you come from my parts. All right, we're gonna head down to the beach now.
Hey, Mark.
Let's see what's up. Oh, I asked for a shark. I think I got him. I said I asked for a shark. I'm pretty sure I just got him. Yes, sir. Let's see the flavor, buddy. What kind of shark? It is some generic brown shitty shark. Sharks don't count. Let's see. That is I think that's a dusky shark, actually. Thanks. Well, that was actually a slower day of fishing, a really slow one. I just put the camera down because it just sucked so much. So besides that one weak fish, we got one shark on, and then we kind of called it. We didn't really have too much go down. One small flounder, and we had a Spanish mackerel get sharked. Cameras were already packed away at that point. So as of now, first place. I never worked so hard for a weak fish in my life. I put probably 6 hours in trying to jig one of those suckers off the structure there, man. That was really tough, and that was my call how to fish that. You know, I could have went for the king. There was one guy who had a king and a Spanish mackerel and a redfish. He couldn't get a flounder or a weak fish to knock me out. So it was my gamble. Was it for the weak fish or for the king mackerel? And I don't know what the right call was. Hopefully I made the right call. The king mackerel seemed very hard to do. It still seems hard to do. So that being said, tomorrow I'm going to fish inshore. And we have the inshore tournament, so it should be pretty interesting. Obviously, if that was my choice of how to fish that day, those 2 days, I would just stuck across the board with big reds, man. So there'll be affiliate links, everything I used, all the gear, fishing lures, etc. Had my own, I guess, unique take on how to get that done. I didn't fish with live bait at all, well, catch anything good on live bait. So it was kind of artificials. Fierce competition. It was tough, man. That was a very tough going, stressful fishing. It was not I would have loved to stick with reds all tournament and enjoyed red fishing, but it wasn't for me. So, all right, let's catch up tomorrow. See if we hold into first on the ocean, and then we got an inshore day. That's gonna be the train wreck. I suck at inshore, so I think I got a plan for a big red. After the big red, let's see what we can do. That's gonna be even more fierce competition that I won't be able to grind out. So here we go. Several days later. So that strategy worked out in the ocean. That was a combination of some lucky factors for sure. A couple gambles. Overall, there was not many. If you ask me what I should have fished for, that might my dishwasher. I should have fished for redfish all those days because the redfish bite was good. But when you throw in the other stuff that's not really biting, it makes it tough. As far as I know, there was 2 king mackerel caught out of all kayak anglers. Spanish mackerel were also pretty darn tough to come by. I only hooked one. A couple of guys that I communicate with regularly, they really didn't catch them. So as goofy of a lure choice as that was, as of now, that's probably in my top choices because of in certain situations, being it was a tough bite. And yes, so weak fish was tough to come by. That being said, let's talk briefly about inshore. I had a gear failure that I'm really raising some eyebrows on. So inshore, that's not my strength. I can't grind out redfish in the marsh. I find redfish to be, I would say about 5 to 10 times harder than striped bass. fishing up in the backwaters. They don't reveal themselves attacking bait as easily, so that's not my strength, that backwater stuff. Sometimes I luck into some good fishing in the backwater, but overall, it's not what I'm good at. So instead, I decided to double down and risk the jigging on the heavy structures here. I knocked out a 24.5-inch flounder, which was great. 24-inch and change flounder is great. Knocked out the speckled trout, which I assumed would have been the easiest fish to catch, and I was right about that. For inshore, I couldn't bring my own bait, so my options were either using cut bait, live bait that I caught, or to jig. Being as arrogant as I can get, I went with the jig, and eventually I hooked one fish. I had a failure that has made me raise eyebrows. I recently got some dye with J-braid. Braided line's expensive, man, especially if you fish as hard as I do. You fish on structure a lot, you break off a lot. I go through a lot of braided line, and after I was this year fishing that Fanatic braid, they sent me a couple spools to try out, and I liked it, but I burned through it, and now I can't justify spending that kind of money on braided line myself. And a lot of my audience has expressed that the line I was using was kind of just unaffordable, and I get that. I found some bulk J-braid on Amazon, 3,000 yards for $100. At first it performed awesome, wonderfully, and now that I'm breaking this J-braid in, I think that was the second fish I've lost on structure, not structure, just big redfish. I'm guessing I lost the big redfish. And it's been the braided line failure. And I'm inspecting the guides on the rod. I'm not seeing anything like that. Maybe it's the spin fisher's line roller bearing is starting to eat up the braid. I mean, this spin fisher has been put through some serious work. I don't know. So I'm going to try this new Berkeley braided line that a lot of the serious wreck fishermen are talking about as being extra abrasion resistant. I think after that failure with this J-braid and having a couple other failures that didn't show up on camera, it's either the spool is no good that I ended up getting, this 3,000 yard bulk spool that tackle shops use, or this J-braid is not a structure braid, and that's possible. You know, to me, I've used a lot of different braids. There are some doozies out there that aren't designed to handle a fish touching structure, or just a very hard fighting vertical fish, which redfish, when you hook them deep, are probably one of the hardest fighting fish. When you're fighting them straight up and down, they will beat striped bass every day of the week on a vertical fight, even on the striper's best day. So, you know, that could have been it too. So it's something to think about. I'm not making up excuses. That's just, you know, I've had a little bit of eyebrow raising, you know, experience with this J-braid since I started using it about 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago. I like it for a lot, but I'm having that problem. And the really experienced wreck fishermen, not kayak guys, like boat guys that I asked about J-braid, have given me some similar feedback of just mystery breakoffs. And I really didn't pay much attention. I was looking for value for somebody like me who fishes a lot. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed. That was a boring one. We'll go back to, I'll cook an oyster toadfish or shit next week. We'll keep it more YouTube entertaining friendly. That was kind of more of a real day of fishing, which I don't do as much lately, just more entertainment. That was also some really tough fishing overall. That tournament was tough. Inshore was tough. Offshore was tough. I made the most out of it. So thanks to the guys that run that tournament. That is a fun tournament. I think it's every year the second weekend of October, with 3 days of ocean fishing and 1 day of inshore fishing. It's a nice little format they set up to keep it interesting. It reminds me of the Jamaica Bay tournament, which was my old local tournament. That was also a similar structure. I find this one to even be more diverse because you've got 3 days in the ocean, potentially 3 days in the ocean, weather permitting, and inshore as well. So there's a lot of different, you know, things to fish for. Hopefully they can expand a couple of categories. Hint, hint. false albacore, sheep's head, black drum. I think all those things should be included in some way, shape, or form, but that's a different conversation. So I hope you guys enjoyed, learned something. Check the video's description if you want to see stuff I was using. We'll see about this J-braid, what to do with it. I'm usually pretty careful and I pay close attention if something's off with my braided line, a fray. Find sometimes, you know what it is too, I kind of notice it's hard to tell if this stuff gets worn down. That's what it looks like every time I'm looking at it when I'm fishing structure. I can't tell if it's starting to give. You know, a lot of braided lines, you start to see that wear. A lot of times I'm not seeing that on this. And then even if I'm cutting out some line, I don't know, whatever, I can't explain it. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you found that fun, entertaining. If you like these sorts of videos that are a little more strategy based, you should let me know. Click that like button, click the subscribe button. I can look at those metrics to see what types of videos perform best. Overall, it seems like just catching big fish, a lot of different fish, seems to always be the winner. So I try to do that. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk soon. Good tournament, tough fishing, interesting experience. So I hope you guys enjoy.